we're back. It's just another rainy day in London today. So usually on Thursdays, I'd go work from a coffee shop or something nearby in the area. But today I have a few packages coming in, so can't really leave the house, and I already missed them yesterday and all sorts of stuff. But it's all good. I'm actually used to this rainy weather because prior to living here, I was living in Portland, Oregon for about 5 years. And if anyone knows what the Pacific Northwest is like, it rains almost every single day, other than summer, of course. And so it rains a lot more over there than it does being in London. So when I come to London, everyone's like, "Oh, you come for the weather?" I'm like, "Yeah, no, definitely not. But this is easy compared to being over in Portland." But yeah, I'm on YouTube, you know. So with me, I like to slack myself things and like what I want to cover, and then I'm just gonna go basically off the top of my dome and start talking about things. I just like to have a certain structure in place whenever I do say stuff, um, just so I don't end up saying some dumb shit on camera, you know. But back to this being my first video of 2024. I want to make YouTube a little bit more consistent. I feel like that long form content really, you can just connect better with people when you're doing that sort of thing. Sometimes I just can't justify putting in so much effort and work for like a 10 to 15-second video, and you post it on Instagram or TikTok, and then it does well, and then the next day everything's just forgotten. And it's like, yeah, it's just a little bit annoying sometimes. But this is a whole new challenge of doing long form content. Even the shots earlier of like what I showed you in my morning routine was like waking up and doing all that stuff. So basically, I just want to cover a few things, some life updates, how and why I got to London, what my plans are for the future, who I am, like so many different things to cover. But long story short, I'll just jump right into it. My name is Chris. I go by the handle September Mondays. I was born and raised in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. My parents are from Jamaica, so you know, first generation American. And then I grew up there, went to St. Thomas Aquinas, graduated, went to USF in Tampa, Florida, and that was all fun and all sorts of stuff. And then after I graduated from university, I basically got fired from my first job within like a week. I graduated with a marketing degree, and I went to go become a car salesman. And then within a week, I got fired. And then I was just like, "Wait, hold on, this is not it." So I ended up moving back in with my mom at the time, and fortunately, that ended up working out because I don't come from like a very wealthy background or any of that stuff. Come from a single parent household, like, you have to work hard for everything. The usual stuff just the usual stuff, right? And fortunately, I was able to move back in, and then as I'm rolling up a spliff, applying for jobs, I saw a downloadable resume template, and at the time, this was in 2016. And no, this was in 2015. And so at that time, there was downloadable resume templates and digital files and all sorts of stuff. You could download like WordPress themes, Shopify themes. That's a pretty big market today. But when I saw one of those in 2015, I decided to make my own and put them on Etsy as a downloadable file. And that just ended up taking off. I think people started to buy my resume templates at $15 a pop. And what I ended up doing was I was like, okay, well, this is the purest form of passive income ever. It's not like you go sit on a beach and go, sell someone like your course or any of that stuff. I don't do none of that. But yeah, so I ended up replicating that same Etsy store, coming out with different brands and designs, and ended up making about 10 of them. And yeah, I was able to make a full-time income from doing that. And I just decided like, hey, well, I have this. Let me pack my bags and move over to Portland, Oregon, see what the vibe is like. At the time, like I just wanted to try something different. And growing up in Florida, for the most part, your entire life, like you're just used to the hot weather. You're just used to, all your Caribbean people. You're just used to this and that. And I just got so used to it and needed to challenge myself and go to somewhere completely different, like completely different. That was when I got there. Yeah, it was like the most culture shock that I've ever, ever like seen. So, but anyways, that's just a little bit about me. That was my first business. I was able to do that for a while, and then after that, I thought it would be a good idea to try to market those resume templates on Instagram. That did not work, but I stumbled upon, at the time, there were shout out pages where you could, you'd repost someone else's product and they'll pay you for it and you post it on Instagram. Instagram didn't have any ads at that time, so the only way for you to grow was through shout outs. I believe there's still accounts that are doing it to this day, like meme accounts and stuff like that. But I did that for handmade products, and yeah, that Instagram page ended up taking off, and I was able to make another full-time income from that. And then from then on, I decided like, hey, well, now that I'm getting pretty comfortable with the social media stuff, let me start my own digital agency. And yeah, that's the story. And that was back in 2016. So now, fast forward 5 years later, COVID came around, completely wiped out my business, and I had to start all over. But it was a blessing because during COVID, like everyone, I'm back. So it looks like my mic, the camera battery, ended up dying on me when I was like halfway through a point that I was trying to make. I think I left off at my business basically got decimated from COVID, and that wasn't fun because the majority of my clients were like chiropractors, dentists, and you go from full capacity to half capacity, and then that immediately wipes out half of their business. And so, but everybody's back, everything's cool, and even more have come along the way, and this sort of stuff. So I found my niche, and that's good. But I was literally talking for like 3 other minutes, and now I have to remember where I left off or what other point that I was trying to get to. Oh my god, that's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. And but yeah, I'm here in London, and I'm also a fashion content creator, and so that has been a huge part of my income as well, and I couldn't be more grateful. Like, the reason why I moved to London was because, like I said, like LA, New York, I can always go do that, or even Atlanta or any other type of city. Like, I can always go there, so it was no big deal. And the opportunity to go to London was here for me, so I was just like, why not? And yeah, so far so good. I give it 8.5 out of 10. For me, at least, the people are friendly. Not so much during the winter, but that's everywhere in the world for the most part. And yeah, it's actually not that bad. I want to stay for as long as I can, and so yeah, I've been here for 1.5 years, going on 2 years, and my goodness, time is flying when I'm here. So, but the first year when I got here, I just screwed off the entire time. I would just fly to different countries. I would just do everything and anything just to try to get the full experience and see what it's like to be on this side of the world. And so I'd go to like Dubrovnik, Split, Croatia. Where did I go? Portugal. I went to Lisbon and Porto and Sintra and all these other places because I didn't do that when I was younger. And then now, now that I have the opportunity to do it, yeah, this turned out to be a blessing. So, yeah, loved it, and it's good. It's good to like, it was either go traveling or go buy a Range Rover. So which one would I pick? And so I decided to do this. Well, most of my business is still fully remote, and being in London, like it was the only other place, at least that I feel that I could still get like menswear content creation stuff and opportunities and more so without learning a different language. And yeah, so I just came to London, and London is just so diverse. Like, you know, when I first got here, I didn't go through as much of a culture shock like being here because there's just so much Caribbean people. There's so many like it's just easy for me to relate to them because like I grew up in, you know, I'm a first generation like American. My parents are from Jamaica, so I come here and this it's literally the same thing. You know, we just call certain things a little bit differently, but it's the same thing. And so I'm just surrounded by, you know, more Jamaicans, more like Spanish people, Turkish, like all sorts of stuff. Like everything is here, and yeah. So I've been here, and so far it's great. But the reason for this video is actually my girlfriend and I were headed up to Manchester tomorrow. No, I'm shooting this on Wednesday. Yeah, so we're heading up on Friday, and so we're just gonna go check out Man United games, see what Manchester's like. I've never been, and you know I just want to see another city while in the UK, and just see if anybody wants to like link up, whatever, that sort of thing. Here's my thing with traveling. Like, I don't plan out like this whole elaborate thing. I know there's specific things that I want to see, and I'll make sure that I get to those. But everything else, like, I just kind of let everything plan around me and have these organic situations like pop up. Because I don't want to, like, the only thing in life that you should take seriously is your business. And like other things like family, whatever, and that sort of thing. But once you have that part figured out, then everything else is just a bonus in your life, right? So with these things, it's just the traveling part. Like, I love doing it, but it's just a bonus. Like, I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't have every other part figured out. You know what I mean? Like, you got to get that part done first, and then enjoy what you can through the osmosis part. Because at the end of the day, the most important thing is, you know, going after the thing that you truly want in life. And there's nothing more satisfying than being in full control of your own destiny. At least that's just for me personally. You know, of course people like to travel and stuff, but I don't go with these crazy elaborate plans. I just go because I'm like, cool, great, bring my laptop with me, catch a vibe, go to a match, easy. So, but yeah, we're supposed to do that, and I'm actually excited for that. And what else? What else do we have to talk about? Have a package on the way. I'll probably, well, not probably, but I will. I'm going to show you the unboxing and this and that, if it comes in today, hopefully. And what else? Yeah, let me check my notes. And you know, I do want to talk about patience, and you know, a lot of people might feel as if the word stuck, and you know, let me get on some deeper topics as well while I'm here. But also, this is the first video of 2024. Let me know in the comments if there's anything specific that you want to know, or this and that. I get questions all the time on my Instagram account and TikTok, and sometimes like it's just so hard to connect deeper with people on these platforms. Like, if you're gonna ask me a question and then don't do the thing, then you know, that's up to you. But I want to open this channel up to my experiences in life and this and that. I know I look young, but I am 31. I am 31 years old. So every time I go out and like I go play football or something, or I go meet people, they think I'm like 20 or like 18 or something. I'm 31 years old, and yeah, I basically I'm getting older. So yeah, and I'm trying to enjoy it all as I'm living this thing called life, right? And you know, part of me wanted to touch on patience, like the topic of patience. And oh geez, so I've been in like this creative rut for the past couple of weeks. I just don't like. Here's my thing, like I will create as long as there's a reason for me to create. I have a topic in mind. There's this, and I want to touch on this, and I want to like these are the things that I want to be able to tell people, or just show people. Sometimes you don't even need to talk. You just show them where you're at, what you're doing, and the photo or video could speak for itself, right? But yeah, these days I just haven't been patient because I'm just so used to everything going my way after being completely like on or running a functional like digital agency at like full capacity. So when you're like 100% on, you notice things just come to you. Like everything is just, it just goes your way all the time after a certain point. But when you move to a whole different country by yourself, it's a lot harder than I thought it would be. Like, don't get me wrong, I've made some good friends, and I meet up with people every now and then. I hang out, I play football, I do things that like keep me mentally healthy and all that stuff. Like I know what works for me, but at the same time, like, I've been doing this for 7 years now, for like creating and running online businesses and stuff like that. And it's not easy. Sometimes like it's hard to like, it's not just about creating. You have to manage the risk and being able to have your stomach be able to, certain pain points when you have to drop a lot of cash on something, or you have to, hire this person, or you have to do this and do that. Like, I don't have a safety net. And so that other skill set that you learn within like being a full-time content creator, entrepreneur, or whatever, you learn other skill sets than just the actual like work in itself, like just managing people and environments and just stress in general. And so, but yeah, I just haven't been patient with anything because I just want to win. I don't like that's the most important thing. And right now, like, I know we're in 2024, but January and February have just been boring. Isn't the word. Like, I can't say it's boring, but yeah, I guess I just got so accustomed to, doing this and that and going here whenever I wanted to, why I want to, how I want to. I've just got so accustomed to doing that. And then now, like this year, we just signed a lease to open up a creative studio. So that's coming in April. And so that's just, more overhead, stuff like that. Because it's not cheap to live in a foreign country, right? And, all sorts of stuff. But anyways, opening up a studio, agency is still running good. Content creation for like my Instagram and TikTok has been a little bit slower yet these days, just because it's January and February. Or I have a hunch that like everybody swears they're a creator now. So what's happening is the market's finally like getting to what it actually should be. But yeah, I have to think a little bit deeper about that and come out with a full video on how I think the creator economy is gonna do and whatnot. But yeah, I don't know, it's been in a rut January and February because I'm just taking on so much more risk now. Basically, it's back to work. So like, it's like, oh geez, it's different when, I guess when you're younger, you just don't have that. It's just easier, in my opinion, because you just do it. You don't really have fear of gaining or losing this or whatever. But now, as I'm getting older and doing certain things, I'm like, should I take that on as a risk? Okay, I can do that. I can take on this, But I think a lot more about it before I jump into things, and that is a good thing. But at the same time, it's like, if you're young and your cost of living is low and you're still living with your parents, like, you should be building something. Don't be stupid. Go build something, right? But that's just my 2 cents. So, but anyways, let me not ramble too much. Gonna go make another cup of coffee. I gotta do some agency stuff. I might show you some behind the scenes of that. Basically, today, Thursdays, is I review all the content calendars, and so my graphic designer puts together this. I'll write the copy and then send over stuff to all the clients, and go for like, we try to be a week ahead of schedule all the time. And yeah, so basically today is client email day and final tweaks. The thing is with working with a lot of like healthcare brands is you have to make sure everything is accurate, right? It's not the sexiest thing, but accuracy is like the number one thing, because the last thing that you want to do is put something out there that is going to live for a long time. Let's say someone scrolls down on your feed or goes through your TikTok or YouTube channel, and you're a healthcare provider, and the one thing that you say isn't accurate, then that could like change your credibility just like that. It's not like you're just a photographer or a filmmaker. You can spell a word wrong here and there. or you could have your own way of doing certain things. In working with these types of clients, I realized that accuracy is most important. Your audience will come when you have the accuracy down. And yeah, it's just a lot to pay attention to, so you have to get really, really focused. So yeah, that's what's on my agenda today, and while I wait for these packages. But yeah, I think that's all I got for you today right now. Of course, I'm gonna do some B-roll and stuff and show you Manchester and like talk in the camera. My girlfriend's gonna come by later. I'm gonna go play some football later in the night, and yeah, you know, that's it. Life's good. I'll also give you an apartment tour in another video later down the road, but it's a nice spot. Everything's renovated. You know, it's in East London, easy to get around. So, but yeah, I'm here. If you're another Londoner, shout me, and see y'all later.
Oh, all three of them are on there. I've got your one.
Alright, I just got back home from a football game, and they're always good. It's always a good run around with some of these people. I basically use an app. In England, we have an app where you can just go play random pick-up football games, and it is amazing. It's always a good workout. So, yeah, that's basically my gym. Alright, so today the package never came, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to figure that out. That's not good. Alright, made it on the train to head up to Manchester, and this is what it looks like so far. Oh boy. Yeah, so going forward, I'm the one that's in charge of direction. Because, you know, we almost missed it, but...
Hang on, wait, let me tell them something. The reason we almost missed the train is because you were late getting up.
The reason why we almost missed the train was because me over here has the greatest sense of direction, and so we are only following my directions from now on going forward. Simple as that.
Okay.
Oh boy. Anyways, this train's actually pretty cool. Whenever you take these trains, they always have like hospitality, Wi-Fi, everything. There's much space. We even grabbed a bigger seat because it's pretty empty. And yeah, so headed up to Manchester. Alright, had to stop in a Primark really quickly to get an umbrella because we are in rainy Manchester, as they would call it up here. But the umbrella is like already broken. See, guys, this is why you don't shop in Primark. We just got to our hotel, and yeah, it looks great. We're actually staying at the Moxie in Manchester, so yeah, stay tuned. But my girlfriend also does content creation, and so we ended up getting to stay and staying for the night in exchange for content, and well worth it. The place is beautiful. They greeted her nicely, and yeah, we're ready for it. Alright, well, I'll go on YouTube. Alright, I'm back. And right now we are on our way to the Man United game. And so you can see there's plenty of people walking and getting to the stadium and whatnot. And yeah. Vlog on vlog. Man United just lost to Fulham. They came back and they had a good equalizer. But you know what? You know what, dog? You see this? You see this? So you have to blend in to stand out, like a politician. You know what I mean? We needed Fulham to win because they're right. Man United is right underneath Spurs. So come on, Fulham, good job. I thought you guys were gonna let me down for a second. I was like, God, they can never get the job done. Like, you can never depend on your London rivals to get shit done. But yeah, this is good. This is good.